Welcome back to ZE Coins, where we explore valuable coins and their market worth. Today, we are diving into the history and value of the 1989 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that might be worth more than you think. Stick around to learn everything you need to know about this fascinating piece of U.S. currency history of the 1989 Jefferson Nickel. The Jefferson Nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel designed by Felix Schlag. This coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his home, on the reverse. The 1989 Jefferson Nickel was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark, and it was part of the long-running series of Jefferson Nickels, which continues to be produced today. Mintage and composition: in 1989, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 549 million Jefferson Nickels, making it a common coin in circulation. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance. While this mintage number may seem high, there are certain factors that can make some of these coins significantly valuable. Key factors that affect value: condition and grade. The most valuable 1989 Jefferson Nickels are those in mint state or uncirculated condition. Coins that have been well preserved with no scratches, dings, or discoloration can fetch a premium among collectors. Higher grade examples, graded by PCGS or NGC, can command impressive prices. Errors and varieties: minting errors can dramatically increase the value of a coin. Some known errors for the 1989 Jefferson Nickel include off-center strikes, die cracks, and full steps. Nickels full steps refer to the sharp and well-defined lines on Monticello, which indicate a well-struck coin. Collectors seek full steps nickels as they are much rarer than standard strikes. Rarity: while the 1989 Jefferson Nickel is not particularly rare in circulated condition, high-grade examples with full steps or errors can be considered scarce, making them desirable among numismatists. Market value of the 1989 Jefferson Nickel. Circulated value: most 1989 Jefferson Nickels found in pocket change or circulation are worth their face value of 5 cents. However, some well-preserved examples may sell for slightly above face value, depending on their condition. Uncirculated value: uncirculated 1989 Jefferson Nickels can be worth anywhere from $1 to $10, depending on their grade. Coins graded MS65 or higher can command prices of $20 to $50 or more, with exceptionally high-grade examples exceeding $100. Error coins: value coins with notable mint errors can be worth a lot of money depending on the rarity and type of error. For example, an off-center struck 1989 nickel or one with a die crack could sell for $50 to several $100 at auction. Full steps value: a 1989 Jefferson Nickel with full steps can be extremely valuable. A high-grade full steps nickel graded MS67 or higher can be worth several $100s, with some reaching values of over $1,000 due to their rarity and demand. Conclusion: while the 1989 Jefferson Nickel is a common coin in circulation, certain factors like mint errors, full steps, and high-grade conditions can make it highly valuable. Collectors and investors alike should carefully examine their nickels for these key characteristics. If you have a well-preserved or error variety of this coin, it might be worth getting it graded and appraised to determine its true market value. We explore rare coins and their values. Today, we are diving deep into the history and worth of the 1991 Jefferson Nickel. This 5-cent coin might look ordinary, but it holds some interesting facts and can even be worth good money, depending on its condition and rarity. The Jefferson Nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. This design was created by Felix Schlag, featuring a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his iconic Monticello home on the reverse. The 1991 nickel was minted in Denver and has a small D mint mark on the right side of the coin just below the year of minting. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins, making them quite common, but certain factors like mint errors and high-grade conditions can make them highly valuable. When evaluating the 1991 Jefferson Nickel, the first thing to look for is its condition. Collectors often refer to the Sheldon grading scale, which ranges from poor 1 to mint state 70. Coins in circulated condition, meaning they have been used in daily transactions, are usually worth face value or slightly above. However, uncirculated nickels with a grade of MS65 or higher can be significantly more valuable. Now let us talk about rare varieties and errors that can fetch high prices. Some of the most sought-after errors include off-center strikes, double die errors, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. These errors can make a 1991 Jefferson Nickel worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, a major off-center error where a large portion of the design is missing can be valued at over $100 depending on the severity and overall condition. Another factor that affects value is full steps designation. A Jefferson Nickel with full steps means that the steps on Monticello are sharply struck and clearly defined without any breaks or soft spots. Coins with this designation, especially in high grades, can command a premium in the numismatic market. A 1991 nickel graded MS67 with full steps Can sell for several $100s at auction. Now let us discuss the current market value. As of today, most circulated 1991 D Jefferson Nickels are worth between 5 and 20 cents, which is slightly above face value. If you have an uncirculated example with an MS65 grade, you could be looking at a value of around $5 to $10 if your coin is MS67 or higher with full steps. It can be worth $200 or more depending on demand and rarity at the time of sale. Where can you sell a valuable 1991 D Jefferson Nickel? Online auction sites like eBay and Heritage Auctions are great places to find collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare and high-grade nickels. You can also visit local coin shops and attend coin shows to get an appraisal from experts who specialize in numismatics. To summarize, the 1991 D Jefferson Nickel is generally common, but certain varieties, errors, and high-grade examples can be worth a lot of money. If you have one, be sure to check for mint errors, full steps, and overall condition before selling. Keep an eye on the coin market because values can fluctuate over time as collectors' demand changes. We are diving deep into the history and value of the 1994 D Jefferson Nickel. This 5-cent coin might look ordinary, but it holds hidden potential in the collector's market. We will discuss its historical significance, rare varieties, and how much it is worth today. Stick around until the end to find out if you might have a valuable one in your pocket. History of the 1994 D Jefferson Nickel. The Jefferson Nickel series has been in circulation since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1994 D version was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark located on the right side of the coin beneath the date. In 1994, the Denver Mint produced a substantial number of these nickels, ensuring that they remained common in circulation. However, despite their high mintage, certain factors can make some of these coins more valuable than others. These include their condition, errors, and whether they were struck using high-quality dies. Mintage and specifications. The 1994 D Jefferson Nickel had a mintage of approximately 775 million coins. It is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. The coin weighs 5 grams and has a plain edge, like all standard U.S. nickels. Error coins and rare varieties. While most 1994 D Jefferson Nickels are worth only their face value, some rare error coins can fetch significantly higher prices. Some of the most sought-after errors include off-center strikes. If a nickel was struck off-center, resulting in a misaligned design, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to over $100, depending on the severity. Double die errors. A doubled image, particularly in the lettering or date, can increase a coin's value significantly. Some double die errors have sold for over $150. Clipped planchets. A coin missing a portion of its edge due to a miscut planchet can also add to its collectible appeal, with values ranging from $15 to $50. Full steps designation. Collectors seek nickels with fully visible steps on Monticello. These coins, in mint state MS conditions, can be worth hundreds of dollars. Current market value. Now, let's talk about what you really want to know. How much is a 1994 D Jefferson Nickel worth today? The value depends on its grade and any special characteristics it may have. Circulated condition. Most 1994 D Jefferson Nickels found in pocket change are only worth face value 5 cents. Uncirculated condition. MS60 to MS65 coins in uncirculated condition typically range from 50 cents to $5. MS66 and higher. Higher graded nickels with strong luster and minimal marks can fetch anywhere from $10 to $40. Full steps designation. MS67 and higher. If your 1994 D nickel is certified as having full steps, it can command anywhere from $50 to over $300 at auction. Rare error coins. Prices vary widely based on the error type, but some of the most valuable 1994 D Jefferson Nickels have sold for over $500. How to identify a valuable 1994 D Jefferson Nickel. If you want to determine whether your nickel has potential value, follow these steps. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the details for any doubling, missing portions, or striking anomalies. Assess the condition. Coins with sharp details and minimal wear are worth more. Look for full steps. Count the steps on Monticello. The clearer they are, the more valuable the coin could be. Get it graded. If you suspect you have a high-quality or rare error coin, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Final thoughts. The 1994 Jefferson Nickel may not be the rarest coin, but if you come across one in pristine condition or with an unusual error, it could be worth much more than just 5 cents. Always check your change and keep an eye out. We explore the fascinating world of coin collecting and numismatics today. We are diving into the history, value, and market worth of the 1999 Jefferson Nickel, a seemingly common coin but could be worth a lot more than you think. Make sure to stick around until the end to find out how much your nickel could be worth today. Background on the Jefferson Nickel. The Jefferson Nickel has been in circulation since 1938. Replacing the Buffalo nickel designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse and Monticello, his home, on the reverse. The 1999 D nickel is one of the final issues of the 20th century, minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark found on the right side of the coin, just below the date, mintage, and composition. The 1999 D Jefferson Nickel was produced in large numbers with over 1.6 billion pieces struck. It is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it the characteristic silver-like appearance. Despite its high mintage, there are certain rare varieties, errors, and high-grade specimens that make some 1999 D nickels extremely valuable to collectors. Rare varieties and errors. One of the main factors that can significantly increase the value of your 1999 D Jefferson Nickel is the presence of errors. Some of the most sought-after errors include double die obverse, where the inscriptions or date appear doubled; off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned; dramatically broad strikes, which occur when the coin is struck outside the retaining collar, giving it a flattened look; and clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a mistake in the cutting process. Each of these errors makes a coin unique and can command premium prices among collectors. Grading and condition. Coin grading is crucial in determining value. The Sheldon scale is used to grade coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS 60 and above being considered mint state. A 1999 D Jefferson Nickel in circulated condition may only be worth its face value, but an uncirculated or high-grade specimen can be worth much more. Coins graded MS 65 and higher by agencies like PCGS or NGC can fetch significant premiums due to their pristine condition and sharp details. Market value and recent sales. So, how much is a 1999 D Jefferson Nickel really worth today? Common circulated nickels from this year are generally worth face value or slightly above, if in good condition. However, uncirculated examples in MS 65 or MS 66 can sell for around $5 to $15. A high-grade MS 67 or MS 68 specimen can go for $50 or more depending on demand, and the coins I appeal. Error coins, on the other hand, can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Tips for collectors: if you are looking to add a valuable 1999 D Jefferson Nickel to your collection, here are some tips. Look for uncirculated coins with minimal marks or blemishes. Use a magnifying glass to check for errors or doubling. Consider getting your coin professionally graded if you believe it is in exceptional condition. Store your coins properly in protective holders to prevent damage and oxidation. Keep an eye on market trends as coin values fluctuate over time. Conclusion: the 1999 D Jefferson Nickel may seem like an ordinary coin, but it holds great potential for collectors. Whether you have a rare error, a high-grade specimen, or just a piece of American history in your pocket, it is always worth taking a closer look before spending it. Who knows, you might have a hidden treasure right in your change. We are going to talk about the 2000 P Jefferson Nickel and why it might be worth more than just 5 cents. If you have one of these coins in your collection or have recently found one in your pocket change, you might be holding on to something that is far more valuable than you think. Now, before we dive into the details of its worth and value, let's first talk about the history of this coin and why it is important in the world of numismatics. So the 2000 P Jefferson Nickel was struck by the United States Mint at the Philadelphia Mint facility, which is why it carries the P Mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. The Jefferson Nickel series itself has been in circulation since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel, and it features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of his Virginia home Monticello on the reverse, designed by Felix Schlag. The Jefferson Nickel has remained a staple of American coinage for decades and has gone through various changes in design and composition, but the 2000 P issue is particularly interesting because it falls within the modern era of the nickel, and yet some examples of this coin have gained significant value in the collector's market. So what makes the 2000 P nickel valuable? Well, there are several factors that contribute to a coin's value, including its condition, its rarity, and whether or not it has any errors. First, let's talk about Condition. When it comes to coin collecting, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its worth. Collectors use a grading scale that ranges from poor all the way up to mint state. MS70, a 2000p nickel in circulated condition, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions, is generally worth face value or slightly more. But if you happen to have a 2000p nickel in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used or handled roughly, then it can be worth a lot more. Nickels that have been professionally graded and received a high mint state grade like MS65 or higher can sell for several dollars to even hundreds of dollars depending on demand and the overall quality of the coin. Now let's talk about rarity. The 2000p Jefferson Nickel is not particularly rare in the sense that millions of them were produced, but finding one in high-grade condition can be difficult, as most nickels from this period were used in circulation and suffered from wear and tear. If you are lucky enough to come across a 2000p nickel that is in near-perfect condition, it could be highly sought after by collectors. Now let's get into one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting, which is error coins. Sometimes mistakes happen during the minting process, and these errors can make a coin extremely valuable. Some known errors on the 2000p Jefferson Nickel include off-center strikes, die cracks, and full steps designation. The full steps designation refers to the steps on Monticello being fully visible and well struck, which is rare for nickels from this era. If you have a 2000p nickel with full steps and it is in high grade, you could be looking at a coin that is worth a significant premium. Now let's talk about current market value. As of recent sales and auction records, a standard circulated 2000p Jefferson Nickel is generally worth face value to maybe 10 cents if it is in better condition. However, if the coin is uncirculated and has a high mint state grade such as MS65 or MS66, it can be worth anywhere from $5 to $50 or more depending on demand, and if you are lucky enough to have a full steps example in MS67 or higher, these can sell for hundreds or even over $1,000 at major coin auctions. The value also depends on collector interest and market trends, so it is always a good idea to check auction results and price guides to see the latest values. So in conclusion, the 2000p Jefferson Nickel may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but if you take the time to examine its condition and look for rare errors or the full steps designation, you might find yourself holding on to a valuable piece of numismatic history. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just someone who enjoys finding hidden treasures and pocket change, it is always worth checking your nickels to see if you have one that is worth more than face value. And that wraps up today's video. The 2018p Jefferson Nickel is an interesting coin for collectors and investors alike. The Jefferson Nickel series has been in circulation since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse showcases his famous home, Monticello. The 2018p nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P Mint mark on the coin. This coin is made of a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a weight of 5 grams. While it is a common coin found in circulation, some varieties and error coins can fetch significant premiums in the numismatic market. One of the key factors in determining the value of a 2018p Jefferson Nickel is its condition. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC can achieve high premiums if they are in pristine condition. A coin in MS67 or higher grade could be worth significantly more than face value. Examples in lower circulated conditions usually trade for just a few cents above their face value. Errors can play a huge role in the value of the 2018p Jefferson Nickel. Some well-known errors include double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. If you come across a 2018p nickel with an unusual appearance, it might be worth having it appraised by a coin expert. Some rare mint errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. As for the market value of the 2018p Jefferson Nickel, uncirculated specimens in MS65 condition typically sell for a few dollars, while MS67 and above can command $50 or more depending on demand and population reports. Error coins or rare varieties can fetch even higher prices at auction. If you are looking to invest in Jefferson Nickels, it is always recommended to buy coins that are certified by reputable grading companies. Additionally, keeping an eye on market trends can help you make informed decisions when buying or selling these coins. Overall, while the 2018p Jefferson Nickel is a modern coin and widely available in circulation, its value can increase based on condition, errors, and demand among collectors. If you find one in exceptional condition or with a rare error, it could be worth significantly more than face value. Keep an eye on your change and happy collecting.